zeros to students who didn't turn in their assignments. The K through 8 school has a rule called the no zero policy. The lowest possible grade that a teachers can give students is a 50, even if they don't turn anything in. So we had this in Texas.
The so-called huco system.
Let me explain how I took advantage of
means, you're supposed to work where
so
you're born.
My dad,
you can migrate and leave, but when you migrate and leave,
if there was any way, if there was any way for my dad to ever come back from dead, it would be to call me and get mad about me explaining this theory that
there are a lot of social
because this made him more mad than anything else that I had ever done in my life.
The area. When this
the first
6 weeks, far more rigorous.
I would get a 90.
It's not as stringent. It's not
the second 6 weeks, I would do nothing and get a 0, which would actually be nowhere near
as strict as it used to be.
These would average together to being a 70, and I would pass the
original Chinese system had.
So I effectively was able to pass the class while doing only 35% or 30%,
like moving and like living and working in a different area in general. Obviously,
I did this in high school.
That wasn't always the case.
At a 2.4
GPA. They also are very experimental.
You use the exploit. I realized this very early on. I realized that you couldn't get a 0.
Unique facets of
because I looked at my report card,
Chinese development and Chinese governance is how they treat.
When he realized this is what I was doing,
because they're so big, they're such a massive country.
I don't know if he ever recovered.
People, that they treat different provinces like different laboratories. Like
so this woman right here gets fired because she didn't want to give people a 50.
And
that's really it.
System has
this works with jobs as well. I had a 1.8 GPA. I remember, it was me and Cody and Jeff, we were out, like, this is right when we graduated.
Currently operates as is
Jeff is like
let's say you are born in California and you grew up in California.
Cody
went to school in California.
I think
the school is paid for by California state taxes, not your local tax, not your property taxes.
Like, I think
and all of the amenities are paid for by the state taxes. If you were to move from California to New York,
you're still ordering food.
There's a process where you have to apply.
Why is Cody so stupid?
And there are restrictions. You can move to New York and visit New York. You can even live in New York, but you won't be able to get the same free health care, for example, that you would get in California. Now, in America, we don't even have free health care, so it doesn't fucking matter. But that's what the the current form of the huco system.
Damn, Cody's a retard.
You can go and fucking live wherever you want in China. You can work wherever you want in China. It's just you won't have the same social benefits that you would have in the state that you or the province that you were born in.
I'm showing it. I haven't seen that before. But Florida teacher was
one version of the huco system in America. If you want to
so let me this one
kind of like
in spring 2023, I'm teaching calculus 2.
Right.
Yeah. So that's second semester calculus.
We don't really have additional amenities in our welfare state,
something between 12 and 1,400 students in classes, so a huge number of students.
But that is
and
one
for the
version
first
of the
time,
American
I
huco
noticed
system.
that about a third of them were disengaged with the class afterwards.
That's what's so fascinating
about it. They would not come to lecture.
That Americans
they
would
disengaged.
We missed quiz here, not submitted homework there. The first midterm was a disaster. I never seen anything like this before. And don't get me wrong, we have still fantastic students at the higher end. But the lower end was so far behind, so many standard deviations behind.
This is what's going to happen. AI is just going to make this worse. We're going to be creating an Ubermensch society that's tiered out, where the people that don't have access to education and they don't have the requisite intelligence are effectively going to be at best indentured servants.
Centrally owned, state-owned enterprises. So this was kind of why sometimes difficult to sell.
And at worst, they'll become housing units for their organs.
But that's a state incentive, not a federal incentive.
We're going there.
Encourage people not to move.
People don't see it yet. Some people are starting to wake up. They don't see it, but they're beginning to realize
the country by incentivizing them.
Oh, I on the fly, actually had to redesign the syllabus to make it
Think
easier,
about how
more
cities
accessible.
develop.
I introduced bonus points.
The UFO system has
I
always been very
introduced
porous
polls
anyway.
in
Back in the
class
80s,
just for participation.
We did the same thing in
For
Africa,
example,
too.
my parents did that for me. Love the bribe.
We had
was-
same
the bribe
thing.
was just a couple $100 yuan.
Same thing.
And answer these two
There's also a
multiple
lot
choice
of
questions
testing, as I said. It's
on
like
your
a
phone,
laboratory of
and we will give you something right there.
You gotta do a multiple choice question on your phone about math.
developing the economy, and you need people for that.
Oh man, just give them the 100. Just lock
In
it
the
in
United
with the
States of
100.
America,
Just give
there's
it to them.
freedom of travel, but then again, we don't
And
really
even
have
then,
a functioning workforce state
this
anyway. So
bottom-
people
In
make
2
those
years,
decisions on
Dr.
their own.
Seuss is going to
Like,
be
for
a
example,
mandatory high school
You got
read.
Medi-Cal.
Yep,
but
and in
you
4
could
years, it's going to be in
move to
college.
A state like
So
Wisconsin,
did
where
not
there's badger
come
care, but it's much,
I
much more
had to
restricted
revise
than
my
Medi-Cal,
grade
right?
cutoffs.
So
I
technically, that's a
lowered them
version of the
down
HUCO system. If you're
in order
moving to
to
Wisconsin,
help
which is a
students
lower
pass the
cost
class.
site, a
And
lower cost
belatedly
state in
now,
general,
in
but all of a
retrospect,
sudden,
I
before you move
find
to Texas,
that
where
this
you're
was
not
a wrong
paying
decision.
income
I
tax
I bet it was.
as you would.
No, 100% it
in
was,
the state of
absolutely.
California, but now you're paying much
When
higher
you head to
property
entry
tax.
college, just playing with
So,
Legos. Yeah, we're headed for
that's
idiocracy. We're already there, man.
That's like
You
one
don't
version
understand
of,
how
I
bad
guess,
it is. Kids are just too addicted to the
upside
screen,
down
consuming too much useless content that distracts them from school and college. No, I don't believe
The
that.
state oil seeds monopoly.
I think that we have had a bigotry of low expectations and a bunch of, consensus-based decision-making has caused basically every public institution to turn into garbage. Yeah, I think that, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure that I mean,
take
fucking, iPads and shit make it worse. But I don't think that's the whole reason. I think what's really happening, I've done this graph before, I don't really want to do it a lot more, is that like you think about the bar, like the bell curve of IQ.
Here's an ambitious
More and more, the average and below average IQ people just simply will not have a place in society. Because they don't have these skills. Like, we don't need as many jobs that are just simply, it looks like the original teacher's fired for not giving zeros into your kid, not for refusing to give zeros. Oh, maybe that is bullshit. It definitely could be. I mean, I know that they have this policy in Texas, but yeah, maybe that isn't why she was fired. No, sure. It's turning into a deadly curve. Yeah, there's a lot of that. A high school teacher has a master's degree and also likes military. I can usually tell you exactly what's going on. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of it,
I'm
right?
talking about one of the
And
most, like,
anyway,
back in the
you know
day,
what?
when
This
the country
random
was
person that's
developing,
never talked in my chat
it was
before,
far more
that
restricted.
has literally no
The legal
qualifications.
system itself
What do you
now
think is going
exists
on?
as the way I explained it to you. Like,
For
you
some
can go-
reason,
you can
I
go to
trust you.
different, province, you can work in
Why do you
province,
think
and
the
you
kids
can
are
do a lot of
retarded
stuff,
now?
actually in China? Ironically enough, because of
Let's
the
figure it out.
because of the youth unemployment
I don't know.
crisis, many
Who knows?
youth are actually going back to the rural countryside, which is developing at a much more rapid
Let's
pace
see.
now.
Parents are
And
apathetic.
trying to work factory jobs more than
Parents
ever
are
before.
apathetic. It used to not matter because you would still go to school and you'd still get an education.
Another aspect of
He's
Google
like,
are land rights for
he
rural
could-
Chinese land.
I'll give it a minute
land
or two.
rural farmers.
It's a
They
psyop,
have the
it's
right
by
to
design.
exist,
Yeah.
everyone
And I think that
probably knows
we are
yes.
engineering a generation of
Because
boy capitalists.
remember,
We are.
through
There will be
growth
an
period,
entire generation of boy
through the
cattle
growth
that
period
are
in China,
emerging.
even
And
with,
it's just
Dengus
getting worse.
reforms, before Dengus reforms, but certainly after Dengus reforms as well.
There's a video on the economics
there
of
is
automation. It's pretty
Rapid
interesting. I can post that on Reddit
industrialization
if you
taking
want.
place,
Yeah.
there's rapid
Well, that's the
urbanization
problem,
taking
right?
place,
Is that you
it's not
have
even.
automation
They're always
that's taking
trying to get
over
to
more and
even
more of these
development, but of
jobs.
course it's not gonna
So
be even
all the
development
bot
because
jobs,
the
when it's like,
massive,
turn the
right?
wrench, do the thing over
And
and
they're
over.
obviously
All
always
of
going
those
to be
bot jobs are
they're
getting
obviously always
replaced.
going to fall
Social
behind
media and lack of morals. Yeah, I mean, that's
major
definitely
cities.
that. I think everybody knows that. There's
So
a lot of
then,
schools
in an
now
effort
that
to
take
make
away
sure
your phone
that
whenever
the
you start
rural
school,
side, the countryside
they
is
don't even
also
let you use it.
the rural
So, yeah,
side
I mean,
is
that's
also
really
industrializing, and the rural side is also developing. They have to keep people.
I can pull these other ones up. But yeah, what is this here? And is the beard get longer or darker? Is it just bang? Last viral thing on the
You get social
then we have big
insurance,
talk.
when you work now, the Google system isn't entirely.
We organized a lot of stuff for coming back. So what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? Why are young men ditching the workforce? And is there any way to bring them back into it?
Well, than you might have thought have gone into things like university. universal healthcare system, a social insurance
jobs
system
for
for the
American
elderly.
men. That's a far cry from 3 decades.
Where did all the guys in the office go?
American women now hold 176,000 more payroll jobs than American men. That's a far cry from 3 decades ago when men had nearly 7 million more jobs than women. What changed? The largely male-dominated industries of manufacturing and construction have lost employment for decades due to automation and offshoring. Meanwhile, the healthcare industry, which is 78% female, is thriving. The male unemployment rate is actually relatively low right now, but the number of men who aren't even looking for a job has reached a nearly 20-year high.
This is another sleight of hand that's done with unemployment.
Every
So
economy
there's
on the planet
multiple different ways that unemployment is calculated. For
Every economy on
example,
the planet
somebody
is
can be
mixed up,
frictionally
There
unemployed,
is
which means
some
that they're
capitalist
in
elements
between
everyone,
jobs.
and then there's
They could be
socialist elements in
seasonally
everyone.
unemployed, which means that they
Okay.
only work during certain
Obviously,
periods of the
social
year.
democracy
For
is still
example, people that work with
formation
taxes or
because,
people that are teachers.
capital
Or they
owners
could
still
just
get to
simply
make,
not be
decisions,
looking for a job at all. And in a lot of those cases, when people want to show that unemployment is low,
capital owners
they
make
don't
decisions
include
that are
the people that have simply dropped out of the
antithetical to the
workforce
needs.
entirely.
or antagonistic to the needs of
Gen Z men grew up witnessing the effects of the Great Recession and corporate America's push to bring more women into male-dominated fields. That left
It's a
many
huge mistake. Huge
I guess the
mistake.
truest sense of capitalism
of them
is
feeling
something
pessimistic
that's
about their own
decentralized
employment
as
prospects.
They should.
So for the guys
Or
who
maybe, I
aren't
guess,
working
like
or
the
even
current
looking for work,
formation in
what are they up
Argentina,
to?
but
Many
even
are
then,
living at home.
Jacking off to
It
anime.
doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Next
But
question.
there are obviously higher.
Some are even embracing the trend of being a stay-at-home boyfriend with a breadwinning girlfriend. This is
Those are all.
all more and more of life is happening through a screen. Social media, video gaming,
with
sports
China,
betting, further isolating men from real life. But we can fix this. We can encourage more men to enter education, healthcare, and administration, just as women were encouraged to pursue careers in STEM. We could also expand vocational training and apprenticeships for men who are skipping college. It's time to bring a generation of young
competitive,
men back into
artificially
the
reduce costs to make sure that
I
they
would
have
be curious if this woman would want to
cheap
get rid of the
alternatives,
EEI
much more
policies that probably
cost-effective
enable her to
alternatives
have a
to
job.
whatever Europe is manufacturing.
Because the reality is that
The other problem,
the reason
with,
why a lot of
with
young
China
men are
is
no
that
longer in the work. So there's a number of reasons why.
Their
Okay.
their cost-effective
wait for it.
alternatives
Okay.
are now also better,
Free expression.
technologically better
Okay,
than
let me
our
wait, all
domestic
right, let me finish
manufacturers.
it.
At least back in the day,
This woman is
when,
Mary Julia
you know,
Coke
Chinese
and is one of the
commodities were
heiresses
talked
to the
about, we're like,
billionaire
oh, it's
Coke
cheap,
dynasty,
it's fucking
which is
shitty.
why she got her career at Wall
Like
Street
for the,
Journal.
I remember. Look, I was born in
She
1990.
graduated from Harvard in
Right, I'm old. I'm
2023.
35.
She's
But I
essentially a
remember,
billionaire
like, leading
heiress
into
with
the
no life
2000s,
experience lecturing
the
young
meta,
men about
the idea,
laziness.
the trend was that, you know, Chinese goods are shitty. They're nowhere near as good as stuff made in Europe, right? A lot of Zoomers do not
really
understand
nice.
that was the outlook.
Young
Okay.
men, and especially
That was
young
the
white
outlook.
men, did not ditch the workforce. They were intentionally excluded as a matter of policy.
Nowadays,
The degree
people
of
don't
which
say that
corporate
no more.
America could discriminate
And
against
it's
white
ironic
men
because
served as a benchmark for
you know,
progress
still
for
some
many
people
years.
believe that, and
Asking
it's
why
wrong.
there are no young men in the workforce,
What
and particularly
what
young
matters
white
not
men,
is
is
how
like asking
people,
why there are no Germans in East Prussia
What
anymore.
matters is what the reality is.
Yep, true.
And if you
Corporate
look at
America pledged to hire more people of color
Business
than it
owners,
actually did.
Well,
This is
now,
obviously
now,
true.
you know,
This is
American
the
types of
reason, by the
industry
way,
look
why
to,
I will never vote for a
Chinese
Democrat
commodities,
ever
Chinese
again.
cars, like EV, for example. And,
It's because
and
I'm white.
They look at it in admiration. They
Why
say,
would
like,
I
if
want to
these
vote
cars
for
were
somebody
coming
that
in
would
American
systematically
market, they'd never be able to
disenfranchise
sell
me
another
because of my
car
skin
again.
color?
That
Like,
was
just,
the,
that's just a
Farley,
categorical
what's his name?
no. Like, I'm, like
Uh,
that, like,
the
I am a
CEO of
single
Ford
issue
went
voter
to
with that
China,
topic.
And his
If
daily
you
driver
believe
was a
in any
Chinese car.
degree of anti-white
Who should have
discrimination,
came back to America.
I will never
first
vote
CEO,
for you. It doesn't matter what else you think.
And said, if Chinese
And I think every other one
were
person
to
should
enter
do
the
so.
American market,
I
you
do.
would never be able to sell another fucking car ever again.
Sure, but Republicans have not changed this.
Back in the
I
day,
wouldn't
they
want to vote for a
also
Republican either, but I will always
Back
choose
in
the
the
lesser
day-
of two evils.
they also used to say,
Not
"Oh,
always,
China's
but I
stealing
usually
our
do.
IP." He briefly mentioned this.
Like I do, and
Right.
I know people might
that
not
was a
want to hear
handshake
that,
agreement.
but
It's
I'm
not
a,
like
I'm a pragmatic
American
guy.
capital owners were oblivious
And I
to
get
the
it. It's
fact
called
that,
self-respect. Yes, every
the
white merchant
Chinese
should have
manufacturers were
self-respect
also taking
and never vote for a
our
person that supports
IP,
DEI.
our patents,
Because
and,
DEI is
recreating
made
them.
to systematically
Recreating
disenfranchise
like
you
alternatives to
from
it. We
opportunities that
And we
you
still
are
know to
entitled
this
to.
day. It's not like they're fucking delusional.
You should have some self-respect.
That was
And this is also true, by
That
the way,
was
if you're a black
absolutely
guy if you're a Hispanic guy, an Asian guy, they're
handshake
coming for you
agreement
too.
from
They
American
are.
capital.
Because this is an
You
issue
get
that
to,
affects all kinds of groups of
manufacture
people.
our goods. We
It's
get to
mainly
place
male
our
and
labor.
female.
We get to
And yeah,
we
talk
get
about
to
racist.
manufacture our goods.
It
in
is,
your
it's
factories,
absolutely
and we get
racist,
to,
it's insane.
Take the patents.
Who would you want to see in charge? I don't know. I mean, I'll wait
slap
until
a
they
Chinese
have
sticker on.
the new presidential election, and I'll decide that.
Nowadays-
you can sway Republicans to the correct policy.
Nowadays, that's not even happening.
The issue
Nowadays,
is
the
that
Chinese innovation has actually
the American public isn't ready for the
has actually
opinions
gained
that I
a
have.
stronger foothold.
The
Where
Western
Americans
public is not
are
ready for the
purchasing
opinions
Chinese
that I
goods
have.
to try to
Some
retool
elements
their
of it are.
vehicles with
And it
Chinese
has grown
built
exponentially in the last 10 years,
We're stealing
but
from them.
it's not ready yet. But it will take time.
Not that it matters because we will never have a
And
competitive edge
in
in
20
manufacturing
years, maybe 15
because
years, potentially
we
10,
destroy our productive
they will be
capabilities.
ready.
And therefore, in order to rebuild
when it
domestic
happens,
manufacturing, we would have
This
to
stuff will never happen again.
spend decades. This is
Good
decades
example
of
is fish
training,
factories.
decades of
Yeah, fish factories.
proficiency.
Again, I'm not
Chinese
involved with
manufacturing
Florida
is-
politics. And again, Byron Daniels had a million
American manufacturing
infinity money behind
As
him.
Tim Apple.
I mean, again, like
could,
but he pulled it
openly
10%.
because
If
they
James
have
Fishback had run
decades
10
of
years ago,
experience
he'd have
as
pulled
well.
1%.
High precision
So it's not
manufacturing
about
is
where
easy
you're at,
to
it's about the trajectory.
recreate.
It's the same issue that people have with demographics. It's not what they are, it's where they're
Production
going.
innovation.
So it's
like
about
new
looking at
economic areas
things
that wants to
long term.
dominate.
That's my perspective. 10% still huge, including Nitty to it is.
Retirement
I respect it, I do.
that anyone in China gets.
Byron Donaldson? Oh, sorry, I fucked it up. Excuse me.
It's like
And it's really ever happening. Anything that makes white people being mistreated. The reason why white people accept being mistreated is because they're psyoped into thinking that they have collective guilt for World War II. And that there's some kind of collective guilt for colonialism. When if the reality is that if it wasn't for colonialism, a lot of the countries that they colonized would be even worse off than they are now. So that's what I would say. Yeah, original sin shift. Yeah, it is. It's a very. And so this is the that's why young men, by the way, this is the reason why young men aren't working in offices anymore. Remember, I spent the last 20 years systematically purging young white men from universities and professional workforce. Now you're acting confused as to why there are no young white men in the workforce. Fuck you.
The
Fuck you isn't enough.
investment through the state.
You have to get revenge.
Finance.
You've got to get
This is
revenge.
not entirely true as
You got
well.
to fix the system. And more
As
importantly than
far
fixing the
as,
system,
the only aspect of this that's true
is
is the
punishing
saving
the
side.
people that made it.
He's
You
not
know,
wrong about
it's
that.
not enough to get
China
to,
is a saving
to
nation.
get to make things even.
America,
equal.
on the other hand,
You have
is
to
a nation
punish the
dead.
people that made it unequal
China
in the
is
first
the
place.
exact opposite.
And until people are ready to do that, which they're not.
And the
People are
only
not
other
ready
thing
to
that
do
I
that.
would
People still think
point
what I'm
to
saying is
that he's
extreme.
not entirely correct on, but he's not entirely wrong on, is the healthcare system. Because
And
healthcare is
that
an
time
area
coming very soon.
that needs a lot of improvement.
Where what
in
I'm
China.
saying
This is
a
true.
moderate position.
So,
And I look forward to that day.
it's still
I do.
state run,
And I know it's coming.
but it is one
I don't
aspect
sometimes
of
think you're extreme enough. Well, I can't
It
be.
is
I mean,
one-
I have to admit, so I was extreme enough.
it is one
Apparently,
area
I got
they have
suspended
to
for 2 weeks over it.
improve dramatically. And they are improving.
Holy suck, French. Actually, it's been there for a while, right? Do you think pre-18 teens and teens committing crimes should have their charges and punishments carried over to their parents? The idea is to encourage and scare the parents into being better parents.
So what is China showing?
I think that's a case-by-case basis. Like, if you're a parent and you ignored symptoms or signs that your kid was doing something bad, or you let your kid use the car knowing the kid was going to commit crimes using the car, then yeah, I think that makes sense for the parent to be seen as an accomplice or to have some of that guilt carried over. But
There's too much
deliberately on a regular basis, no, I don't think so.
rightly so that there were.
Do you think they become more extreme once you have kids? I don't know about that. I have no idea.
Red lines, which sort of restricts
Hard to prove
finance
that though?
for
Yeah, I know, that's why you have a
sector.
trial.
And it succeeds too well. And
And
the
there's
property
one
market
thing
basically
that's
tanks.
just hit the button.
And then in order to offset the economic impact of this fall,
This is also,
more or less
this is
gives
crazy.
the banking system
This got posted 4 hours
to
ago.
lend, to finance.
4 hours ago, it already
a
has
new
over
wave of
600,000 views.
And particularly
fucking
manufacturing
ridiculous.
in more cutting edge sectors. So electric vehicles being the
People are out of their fucking
main
mind.
example. But in
Yeah.
general, it's say
It's not my
investment
business.
in any
Company asking
sector
a man in his
where
life is
China
paramount. A woman
has
in his life is paramount to their growth. If you want my honest opinion, I'm happy for them.
It's
Even
really
racist
directs
bigots who have no problem
the
killing
state's
children in
financial
fights.
sector and to throw money into building
What a
out
nice
sectors
guy.
where China has an import dependence.
What a nice guy, never happened. And what is this here? I know it will never happen, but it would be funny as fuck if he just slowly became less hateful and more clean. And he gets to go up and just backfires in the Chud community's face. I have to say that
China's exporting a ton of cars.
that is not going to
the
happen.
entire world with batteries.
That is
China
absolutely
now
not going to
the
happen.
exporter of tunnel
You have
boring
no
machines,
idea.
You know,
True.
You name
Like,
the category.
If anything, it's going to be the opposite. First you quote wow, then you take a shower, and now you're eating. To be honest, the salad photo was a total psyop. I didn't actually eat it.
From an
It's the well groomed in the restaurant with us. Yeah, very funny. Yeah, the Hasanabi.
Those, you know, I think
Nice,
one of the
come
key
on.
factors around the second
Come
China
on.
side.
Oh, Jesus, man.
Normally, you would
Wow.
say imports would grow.
That reputation you eat online, it's news that you ate a fucking salad.
The reality
Jesus
of the
Christ.
matter is, the reason why we
She
think
came
China's
out
cheating
and
is
said
because
he beats
they
her, by the way.
are capable of
These
due
people
to
are just
central
out of their
command,
fucking minds, aren't
central
they?
control and central
Oh my God.
economy, due to their central
So,
economy.
she made a joke about
They're
beating her. I
able
doubt
to do
charge you. No, I think
I
it's
like
really
to
funny.
call like
I do.
nuclear levels of
It's the same thing.
of
So,
subsidies. And they also have.
do you remember when
control
everybody
over
was
how
saying
those
that she was
subsidies are
17 when
utilized.
she first flew out
As
here
opposed to
in
the United States of
2020?
America,
And they
we
said I
offer
flew out a
subsidies,
17-year-old, and
some
like
of that
I was a
goes
pedo and everything.
to, price
And the
control.
post about this got like 100 million views or something. It was like
Look
over
at it.
10 million views.
But much of
It was a
that still
huge,
goes
huge
back
amount.
to executive
And
salaries.
so, I sent
and
her
share-
the picture of this.
improving shareholder value.
And she's like, oh, they love us together.
That's it.
And I'm like,
So we look at it and we go, that's fucking cheating.
right. But like,
You're
there's
cheating.
also the other thing too. Like, she didn't. You know what? I forgot even. I
It's
forgot
not.
even to bring
They're
this up.
not cheating. We're just not
I
competing
was
with them
explaining to
appropriately.
her actually at this restaurant,
And then we're calling it cheating.
she doesn't know who Charlie Kirk is. Straight up. She doesn't even know.
What is this?
She's like, who's Charlie Kirk?
Wait, this is from August 27th,
Yeah. Good for her.
2025. This
That's
is a
right.
Taylor Lorenz article
And I looked at her fucking Twitter timeline,
a year ago.
and it was just a
Exactly
bunch
year
of
ago that
bullshit with
very
like
controversial.
girls putting on makeup and Ariana Grande.
right now, saying David Pack.
There's like no stuff about illegal migration. There's nothing about the Iran war. There's nothing.
Chinese are not lying.
And ultimately,
Yeah, exactly.
They
She's probably
are.
happier for it. I
A
know.
version of this is
I think
what
people
Amazon
really
does, right?
underestimate
Like it
the
is. And a
amount
more
that
localized
some
scale,
people do not
domestic
care about
scale,
politics.
is kind of what Amazon does.
They don't give a fuck,
Predatory
man.
pricing, right?
Base peasant.
Amazon, due to its
Oh
tremendous
my God, Rorschach!
industrial
Wow, what is
capability,
this here?
due to the fact
Make
that it
him
owns
stop
the
being an evil
marketplace
bigot
and
then.
can,
Oh my God, I love
create
God.
much
I
more
can see that.
cost-effective forms of
And
the same
no way
exact,
he doesn't pay her.
things that are
Imagine he
selling well
slowly
on its
goes
own.
woke.
marketplace. They can artificially cut prices
Jesus Christ.
and outcompete
These people are just
outcompete
know
other
China politics. I don't know, I
businesses
wouldn't
that
ask.
are relying on their marketplace.
And careful scrolling on zero likes tweets. Yeah, it's true
So,
actually. And oh my God.
Basically,
The guy that
China
lives
is
in
doing that
cockroaches and can't drink
international
water. Oh man. Twitch ban makes less than one salad. I don't know really what that means, but okay. And I love this more than Trump. I don't even know what this is either. Brain
creating unbelievably low cost.
Okay, guys. All right. Really fucking funny.
With virtually every
Did you
kind
go
of
Kamal or
good.
AC
And
because they're a woman? I honestly I don't think
therefore,
that
and
the
become
probability
the
that she
global
knows who
manufacturer
Kamala
of
Harris
control.
is probably like I would say 5 to 10%.
This is what he's talking about when he says that this is the second China.
She
shot.
didn't know who J.D. Vance was.
Exactly. And Chinese exports, particularly in the years right after the pandemic,
Yeah,
after the currencies depreciated, start growing at 2 times or 3 times the pace of world trade. So China's imports of autos used to be about
She
a
literally
million
doesn't
cars
give a fuck.
year.
Now you're fucking with
That's
us?
now down. It's now under 500,000
No,
cars
I'm
a
telling
year.
you the truth.
And over the same period,
She know
China's
Epstein? Yeah, she
exports
does.
of cars
Yeah.
have gone from little
And
under
the memes, yeah,
to
the memes fail.
now
Yeah, are you
10
surprised? No, she's
in
trolling. No,
space
she's
of
not.
5 years.
Like,
This
these
is
people are
stunning
completely unbothered
shift
by any of
in
these
the
real
range
life
of industrial
problems,
sectors.
and they live in their
And
own
heavily
world, and they don't
industrial
care about
sectors
any
that
of this
compete
stuff.
with Japan.
They don't
and
care
compete
about
with
any,
Europe.
but she knows
And
like
so you start to
every,
see
you know,
bad
like
economic
K-pop model or
performance
something
in the
like that
manufacturing
that there
hub of Europe
is.
in particular.
So let me
Even
scroll
less so
down.
in the
I can
US.
find the other
So
ones.
I think
Okay.
this point about the
Goes
Europe
off.
versus
No,
US
geez.
is
Okay, this is the
one of the
this
pieces
is
of this.
dude.
The US share of global output has been remarkably constant over
This
40
guys.
years. China's rise has come at the expense of
man.
other G7 countries.
Oh jeez.
Can you talk about
I
what that
kinda- I
looks
want to
like?
build up to
I know
this.
let's use maybe
This
Germany
is the big
as
one.
an example.
I love watching liberals
This
talk about
is-
this without identifying what the problem is.
People
By
have
the
said
way.
this. My buddy
It's my
told me
favorite
this.
type of conversation.
This is
My favorite type of
OJ
back
for
and
women.
forth. Because at the end of the day, you just go
There
back
it
to
is.
what they're
This is
teaching
the
you.
OJ Simpson trial
Because
for
their
women.
system's design is better
Lindsay
than-
Clancy.
But
So
they will
this is
never
the
admit that
person.
because then
Just so
they
you
would
guys
think they
understand
own
what
capital.
happened. So this woman
that's what
brutally
it comes
killed
down to.
3 of her own kids.
Like they can say, "Oh, it's because
She did. She brutally killed 3 of her own
initially for
kids.
The low-cost labor sites because
And a bunch of women on the internet are defending her.
the Chinese labor force was
She
much
snapped.
poor overall. The Chinese conditions were much worse
That's right.
overall. Oh, they did this at gunpoint. They put nets outside of the Foxconn factories, whatever the fuck you want to
This
call
is
it. Right?
all
Like,
the
oh,
women
they're
out there
forcing people to
defending
do
her.
this. You know, idle
at
hands
that.
go starving. But at the end of the day, the reason why China was able to develop is because of how they redistribute.
Yeah,
How they
we never had
redistributed
this many
the
women
foreign
at one
capital
place at one
going into
time.
the country. And now,
Yeah, that's the problem.
they've developed to a degree where they are.
I
able
said
to
this,
compete
right?
with the rest of the world. They're able
The
to.
solution to
move
this
their
is
way
really
around.
simple. You mobilize CPS to take the kids away from the mothers who support Lindsay Clancy,
I will
and
say
then you
it's
institutionalize the
not
mothers.
lost on me.
This gives you cause to declare them mentally unfit
Virtually
in
all
order
of
to
the
take away their
liberals
voting
say China's
rights.
gonna fail
Problem solved.
next year. China's collapse.
This is what I-
all those liberals are now making.
This is what we would do.
China's
Yeah,
actually
Carmelo
dominating
Anthony
that-
for
that
white
style
women.
video.
I have to be honest here, I never see the day of hundreds of women bringing our
Germany
children to a
didn't
rally
move as
to release the
heavily
woman who
into,
strangled hers to
you know,
death. I honestly don't know where we go from here.
software Platforms.
I do.
They retain a more traditional manufacturing sector and
I know exactly where we go.
focus on exports,
I know where we're
including to
going.
China. So, Germany,
I've
after
been
the
waiting
global
for it.
financial crisis, is exporting close to 3% of its GDP
In the
to
box?
China.
Hi, Trink.
Manufactured goods.
I don't
Not
necessarily.
much the fact that Germany
I
remained
can't say
very
it. I can't say what it is.
manufacturing-centric
But
economy.
this is it. You'll never
The
make
tunnel
me
boring
hate
machines,
Lindsay Clancy.
the
And this is
high-end
obviously another
sedans,
comment from another woman. A new
lot of
theory.
fancy
He killed the
SUVs.
kids. His was the voice that she heard. He threw her out the window. She woke up and was told what she did. This has 40,000 likes.
with China.
Oh my god.
And then you throw in
This is insane.
the fact
It's all
that
docket? Okay,
the
alright,
EV
let me just go through
industry
it.
just took off in China.
You need to understand what's
Regardless
on
of-
her sport. And Lindsay Clancy,
and
okay, so this is what she did.
German companies
Baited her husband
made
to
their
leave
own
the house
efforts
and
to
run
make
errands,
EVs in Europe,
lured her
but those
children
never
into
took
the
off
basement,
globally.
took an exercise band
The reason
and
why I don't
strangled
think it's
Cora, 5
an
years
actual
old,
comparison with
Dawson,
predatory
3
pricing
years old,
that
and
Amazon
Caitlin,
does,
8 months old. She
with
cut her
respect to China
wrists
competing
and
with
her
other
neck,
countries around
and
the
then she
planet.
jumped out the window and
because
paralyzed herself.
Amazon is destroying mom and pop shops that
I think the
have to
biggest
rely on the
tragedy here
Amazon
is that she's not
marketplace.
dead.
America is also
Yeah, it's
an
sad.
equivalent competitor to Amazon at that
Yeah,
point.
she should swing. Absolutely.
That's why the
And,
analogy
false
doesn't
behavior, yeah,
fully work.
it's insane. This is what
You
this
can
person,
say,
this is what
oh,
these women
China
are
is
defending.
actually,
These
engaging in
ladies out here
predatory
are holding
pricing.
hands,
They're
crying and cheering for
artificially
her like she's a
lowering their
feminist folk
costs.
hero. In a
We
sense, she
can't
is.
compete.
Feminism has
They're
always
destroying
been a
us.
death cult where
But
the end goal
we
is the power to
also
murder your
have
children out of
objectively throughout
convenience.
this period
She
of
was
Chinese
sick.
development
Postpartum
have had far more
psychosis.
power
The
than
system
China.
failed her. These
Far more
demons
power
need
than
Lindsay
China.
to
And
get
still,
away with murder
to a
to
certain
accomplish
degree,
the
have far more
feminist
power
quest to
than China.
never
We
hold
fucking
women
destroyed
accountable for
ourselves.
anything.
We
Absolute
destroyed our
moral
industrial
collapse.
base at the behest of capital. International capital, international parasitic capital that has no investment in national boundaries or its own people, its own neighbors, and the well-being of its labor force. It doesn't care. It's just for profit. Yeah, the United States is not a mom and pop shop, and China is the Amazon. It's not a great comparison for that
Overwhelmingly, it's
reason.
white women, but I mean,
The United States has its
there's
own
black women
competitive
there too,
Amazon-style platform.
Yeah, it's
And
still
China is
overwhelmingly
also
white women.
another Amazon-style platform. And it's just
The reason why
destroying
white women do
major
this is
competitor.
because they have experienced the
I've
largest
trained
amount of
easily.
privilege
You know,
of any
I love
group at
10
any
night
time,
training, carry
at any
motherfucker
point in
my house, carried
history.
it in a couple days.
White women
400
living in a Western
Right
country are the most privileged
way
group
that
of people
China's EV
that have
industry
ever
has
existed
already
in all of history.
So what you see is German
And so because of
exports to
that,
China
it's created a
have fallen by
childlike
about a percentage
naivete
point
with some of
total
them
GDP.
that makes
And
them
what was
think
a
that,
strength
you know,
Germany
there are no
benefited from
consequences
selling
for
to
their
China
behavior.
right after the global financial crisis became a weakness.
I want to focus in on another dimension of this. It's kind of inside the story you're telling.
No
which
good
is-
reason to support murder and so ridiculous.
lower
This is what
on the
women
value
do.
chain of manufactured goods. It's,
It is.
you know,
What they do.
clothes,
I try to tell
and
everybody.
calculators,
I
and,
try to
and
tell
all
them.
these things that
Not
the
all
story
women.
that was told was, you know,
I haven't done
Lots of
TikTok
industries
yet.
involved. What happens in the China shop too is that China is starting to
Now-
dominate industries on the technological frontier. I mean, you mentioned
They're encouraged to commit
electric
bad
vehicles,
behavior.
you mentioned
Well,
batteries,
it's because
right? You
women
talk
are
about
not
solar
held
panels,
accountable
you
for
talk
bad
about,
behavior.
AI, where they're,
That's the reason
basically
why.
connect with us.
Is that you have women that are able to act this way and
From
nothing
kind
ever
of
happens
low
to
to
them.
mid-level
So why
manufacturing
would they stop acting this
to
way
the
if they can do whatever the hell they
frontier,
want?
Batteries, solar, etc.
This case is the literal definition
That-
of women dodging accountability meme. It is.
There was
And
certainly
it's only going to
something
get
in
worse.
the air in China.
Prosecutor,
around
Lindsay killed the
manufacturing.
kids. Defense,
The
my client
critical
killed the
mass
kids. Husband,
was
my
built
wife killed
up,
the kids.
and the
Lindsay Clancy, I
foundations
killed the
were
kids.
laid.
TikTok,
And it's
it was
a
the
complicated
husband.
story. So if you think
Oh
about
no!
Honestly,
The
it's
reason
not
why
yet.
they do this is
I'm
because a
not
lot of
waiting
these
around for
women
the
in
song.
the industry are just
Like,
fucking retarded. Like they're stupid. These are people that I've said it before. They should not be allowed to vote. I don't think that all women shouldn't be allowed. I think there are some women that should be allowed to vote. But the fact that you can vote by default is the reason why we have these problems.
Pasta in the chat in a minute. You know what I mean?
Look at them all.
Paralyzed Pendant Plug. Thank you for 25 episodes. Level 6 high.
There's astrology in this case. Of course there's astrology in the case. It's a bunch of women.
Electric vehicles being the like one of the
Yeah.
famous sectors.
Jesus, thank
What do you
you,
need to
thank
make
you
electric
for
vehicles? What do you
strangling
need
and
to
killing
be
your
able to
kids.
It is,
Thank you
smartphone
so
makes
much.
the car.
Women
how does
lining
China
up to
know they make
wave
cars?
Lindsay Clancy
Good
arriving at
cars.
court today.
Well, a lot of foreign companies come in, Ford and GM and
I was
VW
so
all have
close to
department,
tweeting,
generally
Islam
Chinese
is
state
right
companies
about women,
to produce
but
it
I
in China. That
restrained
was just
myself
the-
and I didn't.
And they didn't have really much of a choice because China had a 25% auto.
Oh, I'm sorry. They didn't have much of a choice, you say. Well, there was one choice, which was to keep manufacturing
Wow.
at home. But no, our capital owners
Absolutely.
wanted
And
to.
look how many
Our
of them there
capital
are
owners
too.
wanted to do everything
This
in
is the
their
thing,
power
is like I don't think
to
people
depress
should write
wages.
this off as
They
it just
wanted
being
the
a
cheap
small
labor
group of crazy
alternative
girls.
that China
There's a
offered.
lot of these people. Here
So
we go.
they
Here's
moved
another
their
one.
fucking
No, one of my
manufacturing
sister-in-laws.
there.
It could be one of my best friends. It could
Sorry,
be
but that's exactly
It
what
could,
happened.
I
That's
could just
exactly what took
accidentally
place.
strangle my
If you want to
kids.
get mad at someone, get mad at capitalism.
support.
Get mad
We
at the
are
capital
hearing
owners who
her.
made this
We
decision.
see that she tried everything.
Why are we acting
And
like
I really do believe that she went
capital
into
owners,
a state.
these factories went to China at gunpoint? Like they were killing you if you don't
Somebody
go
in
and move
chat
your
says,
factory
I'm
to-
trans,
to
but this
China
makes me want
and
to become a
partner up
man
with the
again.
government. No, it was part hubris and
Pick
part
the wrong
greed.
side, huh?
Okay,
Yeah, I'd say
it was the
versus.
greed of a low-cost labor alternative,
She was begging
and it was the hubris because they wanted
She
to
was
maximize
begging
the
for
talent,
help.
like I said, labor, most malleable element of
No, one of my
production.
You know what I found was really funny?
And it was
is
part
that, I don't
hubris,
know if
the
this is
hubris
in
that
the
these
list of them.
Chinese folks
Somebody said
would
that
never be
if
able to make
Lindsay Clancy
competitive
had
products.
strangled 3 of her own
hubris, also
dogs,
known as racism.
none of these women would be
Right?
supporting her.
oh, they're Chinese.
Think
they
about that.
Never comprehend.
And I think it's
brilliant
true.
Western mind.
If
They
she
would
had
never,
killed
for
3
years and
puppies,
years,
all of these women
for
would want to
years
see
and
her
years, they
die.
said,
But because she killed
Chinese
her own
products
kids,
they're making
they're
are
supporting
dog
her.
shit. They're nowhere near as good as the superior
Wow.
Western quality products.
Wow. Unbelievable. There's a
Well,
woman
somebody's
on
very
the jury
interesting
melting her
about
brain on
dog.
TikTok, and another juror told the judge.
At what point do you think I'm making a sympathetic plea for the Warren Buffetts of the world?
Back to Brian Yann's
Yes,
live
I'm
in
on
Plymouth.
your
What
side
can
on
you-
this.
I hope that she gets declared
Like-
innocent. I hope she
yes,
just
that's
gets
what I'm
manslaughter and probation. I do. Because this will accomplish
Unless you
my
are a
long-term
factory
goals.
owner or a business owner, I'm not criticizing you.
I'm being an
The worker.
accelerationist right
You
now.
lost your job. Industry
Obviously,
moved
she's
away from
guilty
your
and she should
hometown.
get
Here, I'll
executed.
give you one example. Gary, Indiana.
Clear, right?
Gary, Indiana.
But the next
Gary,
best
Indiana
thing
is
would
a
be that she
high
goes
black
free.
density town. Used to
Tell us
be
about this move.
a place where industry
Guys, you gotta think
thrived.
big picture. Big picture.
Gary,
all right?
Indiana.
Think it's small.
Factories
Big.
closed down.
What are
Gary,
your
Indiana
long-term
is
goals?
in a
I
dire
forgot.
situation.
No, good morning.
Gary,
Well,
Indiana,
in
for the
about
last
2
3
hours,
days,
the
not had
day
any
is done.
electricity.
Surprising. We thought that it would begin with testimony.
Okay.
It did not. Each juror was questioned
United
by the
States of
judge
America.
about
Yeah,
what
we're talking about the
simply
United
don't
States
know.
of
Actually,
America.
we
There,
don't know
for the
why
last
the
10
jurors
days
were
in Gary,
questioned.
Indiana, there
But
has
we,
not been
but all of a sudden
any
they were,
electricity.
and then there was the witness
Think
that
about it,
went
no
up.
power
The last
whatsoever.
defense witness. Her name was Shayla Kavanaugh. She
It's
did
fucking
testify
insane.
today. She
We don't
was
even talk
a
about
chaplain
it
at
anymore.
Brigham and Women's Hospital who visited with Lindsay Clancy multiple times while she received treatment after the killings. She said that Lindsay alluded to having hearing a voice, and that the voice, according to Lindsay,
That's
told
what
her
happened.
that if she did not follow the
Because
command, neither
The
she
boss
or her
wanted to ship
children would
manufacturing
be
overseas.
safe. This
That makes sense.
Because
So
it
there
was
was a
much
voice